Hello everybody, welcome. We are in the Junk Journaling Jamboree today over in the Junk Journaling Jamboree group on Facebook. So I'm glad to have you here with us today. And I've kind of been taking a hiatus, so I didn't disappear, you guys. Here I am. So we are going to do a fun junk journal today. And we have 9 presenters today. And following me is going to be Cynthia from Guided Creation Printables. So she'll be up next. And all you have to do when you're watching in the group, you just simply refresh your browser in between people, and then the next person should be there. If they're not, give them another second and refresh again. So that's how that works, and it makes it super simple to find people in our groups. And we are going to be starting something fun this time, which is going to allow us to work on the same journal for 3 different months. Hey, Jimmy Lou, thank you. So we're going to work on the same journal for January, February, and March during our Junk Journaling Jamboree time. Okay, hi Dana. And so it should be fun. Now I am really doing from the beginning to the end. And today I wanted to walk you through a little bit of the process about, like even making the cover and how to decide, the size. And the one good thing about when you make your own journal is you can make it whatever size you want, right? And so we are going to work with what we have, and we're going to use our paper. I have printable paper. I'm not using any scrapbook paper. And so we're going to take that paper and we're going to then figure out a decent size journal that we can use from that. You guys, I had to get out my really big trimmer. You're going to have to bear with me. I could not find my one I wanted to try to use that would just sit on the desk. So we're going to have to deal with this big boy here in a second. But we're going to have to deal with our paper first and figure out how, the size that we are going to make our journal. So, I say you can make one any size you want, but, you're going to have to figure out your paper size first, right? So, oh gosh, I hope I remember which one was which. You guys, I need to set my chair up a tiny bit. Hang on one second. My chair just keeps getting lower and lower. It's got a problem. And it's kind of broken. It tips to the front. I feel like I'm falling out all the time. But, it's still a chair and I can sit in it. So we'll just leave it at that for now. Coming out, move you down here to the desktop and get going. Okay, here we go. Here is the paper I'm going to use for the cover. Isn't this pretty? And this comes from, let me make sure I can tell you correctly. Hey, everybody. Oh, my goodness. I forgot to look back up there. Oh, in fact, hang on one second. Let me do another bit of housekeeping. I should have done this while I was telling you what we were going to be doing with our junk journaling over the next several days, right? Oh my goodness. Not several days, 3 months. But as we go forward, we will let you know. And so I think there was a hashtag, and then when I went back to find it, I could not find the said hashtag to use. So, why is it when I feel like I'm all squared away and then I'm not? Okay. Let me share this over to a couple of places and then we'll be good to go. I'm sorry. But the more the merrier, right? The more the merrier. So how do you like this paper? So we're going to use this one, and then I'm going to use that, and then I'm going to use this for the inside. And you might think that, maybe the bigger one would be better for the outside. But I think when, as we go through here, I think that you will see why I chose that, because I'm going to put something on the outside, and so a smaller print for the outside just makes it, nicer to, kind of a background. And of course we'll be putting stuff inside too, right? But, it'll be a perfect background for whatever we want to do. Hey, Deborah, Lisa, Capri, Christy's here. Of course, Jimmy Lou, Cindy, Sue, Cheryl, Lavada, Debbie, Carol, Sherry, Short. Hey, you guys, thanks for popping in here. Let me look. Let me see if I usually try to. Oh, and there's Susie Allen. She's joining us over on YouTube. So I try to post these both in YouTube and Facebook. Susie says she always sits on the edge of her chair because her legs don't reach. Yeah, I have to have my chair just right so that they do, right? Some of us struggle with that, right? Okay, so we're going to use this one. So I'm going to first go ahead and join these together and I put this image in Canva. Oh, I was trying to tell you where this came from. So these prints came from it's from Etsy, and I believe she probably pronounces the name of her store as Fantasia Digitals, but it's Fantasya Digitals. So I think it's Fantasia. And this one is called, actually this is from two different ones. The smaller print is called Whimsical Watercolor Floral. And then the larger prints are called Flowers. But you know what? We mostly don't do bright and wild stuff, right? We do so many things that are vintage and really subdued and soft colors and stuff. And I thought that it would be so fun to change it up and for this spring journal to make it bright and colorful. So I took my image and I put it into Canva, and I put it to where it would kind of overlap some and, you know, hopefully kind of be more of a seamless print this way. And I can just about line it up. It's a little bit off, but I'm not going to really worry about that. So I need to put down, I want to put a little bit of tape, but I don't see my, let me see if there's any on here. Yeah, there's some on here. Okay. I got to make sure I know which way I'm going to place it on here. So I think that'll go, oh, and this will be good because this side will be the front. I like that idea. I kind of like my seam going from front to back. And you can do whatever you want to. But I'm going to put this down, and then I'm also going to put some glue down both. And this way it'll kind of catch quickly and, you know, work good. So I hope you don't mind, you know, watching from very beginning, because a lot of people, you know, have not, you know, seen a way to make their hard-backed covers themselves. So I thought we would just start from there. Okay, what have you guys been doing? You guys been working on some journals? I know some of you have. I've seen them in the group. I've seen them in the group, and I think they're fabulous. You guys, I'm hosting an event tomorrow, and it's about organizing and kind of taming the crafty chaos. So you should come over and join me tomorrow and see. You look on my page, you can see what's up. Okay, because who doesn't need to tame some crafty chaos, right? And not all of my event is going to be about, you know, organizing craft supplies, because, you know, the more organized that we are in all aspects, the more time we have to create, right? Without feeling too guilty about it. Okay, so now I think I'm going to line it up on one of my grid lines right here, and then I can easily line up the other one as well on the other side and get it fairly straight. You guys, that worked pretty good. So I put that image in Canva, and I slid one over a little bit because, you know, some of these things that actually are a seamless print. And you can tell that this one would be because it repeats, you know, like this way and this way. And so, you know, it makes it easier to, you know, put it in there and make it repeat. Okay, so we got that done. Now let's decide about the size that we're going to make our journal. All right, so this ruler has bigger numbers on it, although you can't really see it that well, can you? Kind of hides. Let me see if it looks like you can see this one. This one looks pretty good. Okay, so I think that we at least want, you know, pages that are about 6 by 8. I like that size of a journal. You know what, you guys, I better grab something to write with. You know me. If I say it and I don't write it down, I won't even know what we're supposed to be doing, right? Nobody's like that, right? Okay, so let's say we want our pages to be 6 by 8. Let me see. Or you could do 6 by 8.5, but let's see how tall we could make this, because we need to have room for the overlap to go over our covers, right? So this is 11 inches. If we make our book about, if our pages are 8 inches, that gives us like 3 inches here. So I would want to make my covers a little bit bigger than that. I want my covers bigger than my pages. And I might even do my covers maybe even about 8.5 or even 8 3/4 for my pages, because I mean, not my pages, my covers, because I want them bigger both ways. I want them bigger from top to bottom and, you know, side to side. So let's just say, so this is 8 inches high. So let's say we want it, what did I say, about 8.5. And by the time, and I'm going to do a slip spine too, you guys. So let's just go ahead and do it about 8, and, you know, let's just do it 9 inches and make it easy. How about that? Then we'll have like plenty of room. That gives us like a 1/2 inch on the top and the bottom. And, you know, we might not need that space, but if we're going to do a slip spine, that'll make it nice and easy. And I don't know, let's just do that. Of course, I don't know, I'm kind of leaning towards just doing half. Let's just, you know what, no. Let's just do 8.5. Okay, that way we've got a 1/4 inch on the top and the bottom. Okay, and then this way, if we want to have it at least 6 inches on each side, that gives us 12, right? We need to add at least an inch on each side, which would be 14. We need a spine. So I think this width is going to be just fine, and we're just going to leave this piece of paper just like it is. So this is just 2 8.5 by 11 pieces printed portrait mode to, you know, go through the printer like that, and then we're ready for that. Okay, so now then let's go ahead, and what we're going to do is we're going to need to have 3 pieces of a chipboard. So we want we need a cover, a back, and a spine. So we're going to make these 8.5 inches tall, and 6, I want it bigger than that. So I'm going to make my pages about 6.5 inches wide. Actually, I want to do them 6 3/4, because I want there to not be any, if I don't want to trim anything, or when you fold it and, you know, as you fold your signatures, they start, you know, sneaking out and they're going to be all uneven. If we do it at 6 3/4, then that's going to be perfect. And I think I want to make a nice spine that is an inch wide. So that means that our, excuse me. So then we've got 6 3/4 twice, and then an inch. So that's like That's 13 and a half. And then another inch. So we've got 14 and a half inches that we need to, you know, run across our paper a little bit. So, you know, and we know that we have plenty for that. So you just can, you know, double check. So my paper is 16 and a half inches wide. And so we've got plenty to wrap around. So I hope this isn't boring. I hope that some people find this, you know, helpful for, especially for beginners who have not done any, you know, anything like this and wonder how we can manage to do this. Because I know a lot of our people use fabric covers. A lot of people use, you know, different things. And so, oh, I've already got a piece of chipboard in here, you guys. This is my big cutter. It's kind of overkill, but you know, I don't have to mess around with it at all. It is so perfect for doing chipboard things. So we're gonna make our covers 6 3/4 inches wide. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that here, and I'm just gonna put this up here against my 6 3/4, and actually, I would rather look at it myself and eyeball it. And then there's a bottom part down here. You can't see the whole thing, it's too big. Okay, and now we just slide this back and forth until it comes apart. Now, if you're gonna do any kind of a blade and you're trying to do chipboard, you probably are gonna have to do several times across. Now, I've got enough here, I'll be able to trim that down and use for the spine. And so then we decided we would make it 8 1/2 inches tall. Now, you know what? Let's just go ahead and let's do 8 3/4. Look, I'm still second guessing myself, you guys, which is okay. I mean, you know, I'd rather have it too big than too small, right? I gotta stand up. I don't have any kind of leverage like that. Okay, so now I just have to remember what I did, right? So this is going to be a fairly big, you know, cover. And that's okay, because if I put my 6 inches in here, let me make sure. Yeah, if I put 6 inches here, I've got a nice little amount, you know, on the sides, right? Okay, so that was 8 3/4. I want this one to be an inch. Now this is where this gets tricky. Some of these are a little hard to do. This looks like it's 3 inches, so let me move this to the 2 inches. I should have trimmed off my 1 inch before I got started. Okay. Oh. Okay. Oh my gosh. Well, sorry. All right. You just never know, right? They'll shut down my live again for that. That was interesting that time. Okay. And so 8 3/4 again. And you can just, you know, you can even use a ruler and a craft knife and just go over it until it releases, and then you're all set. Okay. Now, she just has to find what she did with the other chipboard. Okay, there it is. Phew. All right. So, 8 3/4. I've also got a guillotine that works pretty good, except, you know, I'm always concerned that it might not, what do we end up doing this one? See, I told you I don't. 6 3/4. See, we did both of those at the 3/4 mark. Okay. I don't know what I was saying. Whew, okay. Now we got those done. Phew. That's... Oh, I was going to say, I'm always afraid when I use the guillotine, though, that it will not be flat. Or it won't stay straight as it cuts. All right. All right, people, moving on. Okay, so now what we're going to do is now we can go ahead and place our covers in here. So we've got them all lined up. So again, we got 9 presenters today, you guys. How fun is that? And then if you're just popping on, we're going to do January, February, and March. And we're going to continue working on our journal so that you can see us working from start to finish on a journal. Now, a lot of people may not be doing the very start like I have done here today. And, you know, that's going to be fine. Okay, so what you're going to do is you would put these here, and then you need to leave, about 1/8 of an inch in between, or a little bit more. And basically, you really need to have like as much, so like the thickness of your chipboard, plus a little bit more because you're gonna put the paper down in there. It's about probably 1/8 of an inch by the time that all is said and done. And you want those to be to live that far apart as you put them down here. So we are going to put down, let me move this out of the way. We're going to put a whole bunch of double-sided tape on these pieces. And that way, by doing that, our paper is going to lay down super nice on all of our things. And it's going to stay there, right? And I'm going to cover it all of it. And then if you've got pieces that might need to overlap, be sure you peel off your paper. Let me get my giant spatula. How many of you have a giant spatula? So anyway, we are going to be working on this over the next 3 months. And so when we're working on it, we'll let you know. So you can still follow along, and we'll put them in there into the Junk Journaling Jamboree group, so you can still be watching along as we work on them. Okay, now I am not, a lot of times, you know, we say tape for today and glue for tomorrow. That's what our friend Shauna from Fraps and Scraps says. I'm like, I never heard anybody say that before. And I just think, oh my gosh, it is the perfect way to think about it. But I am not going to put glue on these because this will be fine. And keeping it nice and flat. Oh, keeping it nice and flat is, you know, going to be important as we put our covers together. I even have got giant pieces, you guys. This needs a little bit of help. I wonder if this tears very easy. Yeah, except now that's a mess. Okay, I know I've got big scissors here. There they are. They're right there somewhere. Okay. So yeah, so I get to kick us off today. Thank you, Jimmy Lou, for having me. I always enjoy the events that you put on. It's always so much fun to be here, and we all have such wonderful people who join us each time. I don't think that's completely straight, but oh, it's wrinkly. Oh, it's going to press down. And you know, you kind of feel like this is almost overkill, but it's not. It really isn't. it'll really help that paper lay down nice and straight. And some of these, you can see where this one came from, my 6-inch one. And that's nice to have for some of the things that I have done in the past for cards. And you know, then when I started doing any kind of journals or anything, then, you know, I was glad to have big pieces of it then too. And I love the kind that tears, even though I'm not tearing it super great. And you don't have to, you know, it's okay to leave some little bits, you know, not completely covered. It's still going to stick down. I do want to take it to the edges though. Like that. And then just make sure you get it pressed down really great. Okay. Oh, and as soon as we get this front cover done, I'm going to show you an example of what the pages are going to look like. Well, shoot. Sometimes it's hard to get these things off, right? There we go. Guys, it seems like every time I'm working, I always wish that my trash can was on the other side. Invariably, it doesn't matter what I'm doing. It's just like, now, why did it seem like it felt more natural on the other side last time, and then this time, you know, it feels like I should have it clear on the other side of me. Do any of you feel like that? What's your favorite part about spring, you guys? I want to know. And what a day to start a spring journal, right? And our theme today is spring is near. And I think with some of the weather that is going around the country, I think some of you will be glad to know that spring is near, right? It's going to be a while, though, for people that are up north and places where winter is longer. And I know that. I well remember that feeling. Debbie, I'm glad you like the colors. I can hardly wait to show you some of the other things that are going to be some of the pages. It's going to be wild, you guys. This is not your typical soft vintage look, right? But you know, we got to have some different things once in a while, don't you think? I'm going to put this one right down the middle and kind of try to speed this along a little bit. Turn it like this. Yeah, of course, you know, two sections of that would have been too wide. Isn't that the way it goes? What's your favorite part about spring, you guys? Well, now, or winter. Would you rather be in winter or do you enjoy spring? I'm going to find where my mouse thing is so I can get over here, make my comments move. Carol, you should learn how to use Canva. It is a great tool. Hey, Jet. And you can use, you know, there's a free version of Canva, and you can certainly do a lot of stuff with the free version. I wonder if this will be enough. But yes, Canva is... It really is a great tool. And, you know, I have done a lot of digital scrapbooking, and you know, I really have considered doing some digital scrapbooking using Canva. What do you think that would be like? Oh, after the garage, you're gonna tackle your craft room for the upteenth time. Yeah, I don't know. I've just decided that I just think that's an ongoing thing, you guys, right? Hey, Maritza, how are you? It's okay. We're still here. We're still working on it today. We have started from the very, very start of figuring out the size we want to use. We have printed out two pages, just regular letter size paper, two of those, and adhered them together, and that's going to be the start. You know, I am going to just go ahead and put this down there. Oh, that's almost perfect in that section. And so all of our presenters today are starting something, and everybody you see today, you know, unless there's something that happens, everybody is going to be on the next 2 months out. You know, they're going to be on today and then also in February and March and continuing their journal. Isn't that a great idea? How often do we wonder how those things turned out and you just didn't get a chance to see it? It's hard. And you guys, you know what? It's hard to watch all of the people that we love. I'm going to be the first to admit it is hard to watch everybody because we all have lives, right? And, you know, that's just how it goes. Luckily, these things, when we do them live on here, they are recorded and you can go back and see it if you know it was on, right? Okay. Phew, you guys, we got that part done. That has been accomplished. So let's go ahead. We're going to lay it out on our paper now. So here's our 2 sheets of paper that we adhered together. So, you know what? I did that wrong. Oh, well, it's going to be on the back. Shoot. I said I like my front to wrap around to the back. No, that's right. No, I did it right. Okay, I got to get these out of the way so I don't get them stuck down and right off the bat. Okay, so I think I'm going to lay them upside down and just kind of stage them. we're gonna stage our pieces, okay? So we want to put this piece down here. Line it up here. This is going to be in the middle, so we want to kind of have it even top to bottom. Lay that down. Now I should have made sure my paper was straight. Dadgummit. Well, that's not going anywhere now. No, it's not going anywhere. So now we just got to line these up. And we're just going to leave that little gap, about 1/8 of an inch in there. Flip this one over. Get it down there too. Yeah, it's all wonky because I didn't get that straight. I should. So, you know, tip of the day, make sure your paper is straight first, right? Yes, you can use pre-existing covers. I've done that before. And who knows, maybe somebody today will be doing that as well. You never know. Be sure and stay tuned, you guys. We never know what's going to be doing. Lisa says she uses a ruler and rotary cutter. Yes, lots of people do. So now we're going to take this and just do a cut here. Don't go clear to the edge. And just leave it a little bit. Well, look, I didn't get as much over. Good thing wait, we've got a small piece there, you guys. We'll have to make sure our, you know, and it'll still work. That's not what I would consider ideal, but it'll work, right? So now what you want to do is stand it up and kind of, you know, rock it a little bit and kind of start to train that paper to fold. And that is not very much over there on that one side. Just kind of begin to fold it a little at a time. And then you can like give it more of a turn this way. Just keep going around. One more time and more flat. Okay, so there we go. And now okay, let's go ahead and put some tape. Well, I wish I'd have done this first. That's kind of popping up there, but it'll work. It'll work, people. So when you know, and it depends. I mean, if you really want a great book and you're going to put the time and effort into it, you know, you want it to be done right. You don't want to hurry through it and just kind of do it haphazardly. Now, if it's your first time and you're just doing a practice one, you know, that's perfectly fine, right? You can do it. You can do it. Yeah, that tape is great. Use your large. Yes, I should. But then that's just another thing I got to pick up and do. Right? I don't know if I can get my big piece on there. But you're right. And I'll show. So for people who are, this is another way that you can tear it. And it's going to, and it'll be a straighter tear. You can hold this on here and then just use that. And then it looks very nice. Now, is this gonna, let's check this out. That is gonna be too wide. I need another one that's a little bit smaller than that, you guys. Just a tiny bit. And we'll just put this one on here. I love it when all my crafty friends like tell me things like, which is good because not everybody knows those. I know the tricks, I just don't always use them. So it always serves as a great reminder, and especially for, you know, some of the people who might be new. This is gonna make a icky spot there. Let me press that down. Some of that tape was still out there. So we just want to get these all glued, or not glued down. Well, it is. It's making them adhere nice and tight. And there's another spot up there where it went over the edge. Let's get that smashed down. Or just get it off. Because it'll make a... If we leave it like that, it's going to make a bump. There. Okay, so let's pick this off and then turn it over. What time is it? Oh, you guys, can you believe what time it already is? You like the 5-inch wide? I like all the sizes because you start using them for one thing and then, you know, then it's like you can fill in spots if you've got all kinds of sizes, right? All right, so now I'm going to start here in the middle and press. And I wish I would have give those little corners a little press. So in the middle, Oh, I did. You know, usually I pay attention and I do like both sides across from each other together and then with the sides or vice versa. And I did not do that this time. I've got them all wackadoo here. But they're in. So now then you want to take this and just kind of give it a little press in here. Now we're going to put our liner sheet in. So our liner sheet, we're going to use these for our liner and just make it bigger. And they're not gonna line up exactly, but you know what, I don't care, because that's gonna be in there where our it's gonna basically be where it's kind of the spine is gonna be for our signatures, so nobody's really gonna see it anyway, right? So this would be the front. So I'm just gonna make sure that this one goes over. So as we turn, that's not right. Here's the front. I like this. I really like it. It's so bright and cheery. Super cheery. You know what, you guys, when I get calendars every year, this is similar to the calendars I always pick. These bright, wild, crazy colors. I really am drawn to them. And I love them. Okay, what am I doing? Okay, let's get some tape. So this is from that side. I want that on the top. Okay. Whew. And then we'll have to cut this one down, you guys. But I'm going to go ahead and tape it, or I'm going to, put it together first. And then we'll cut it down. All right. You guys, I'll go back and look at comments. I've kind of fallen behind. Oh, Debbie loves the blooming bushes. You know what? Spring is my favorite time of year. Now, since we've been down here, it's a little bit different, but always anywhere that I lived where there was true winter, I loved spring. Just it's so vibrant and kind of, the renewal of everything, and I just love it. I'm going to put some glue on here now. Remember, this is going to be our inside. And then we're going to cut it down before we put it down. Put it, on the thing. So it actually would have worked better if this one would have gone over that one. But that's okay. Let's just make sure that this is kind of in the center there. And so we need to, let's figure out how big we want our liner sheet to be. I need my longer ruler. So I don't want a lot sticking out. I'm going to cover most of this up. If I ever picked up a ruler and it was facing the right direction, as soon as I picked it up and laid it down, I would be truly amazed. And if that day comes, I'm going to mark it on the calendar. And I'm going to put it in some kind of, sparkly lights and go, this day she picked up the ruler right. Okay, so I'm going to do 14 and a half. And I'm going to write it down. I have to write it down. Numbers, you guys, when we used to have we had a place where the phone was on the wall, and then you'd put your telephone book on the kitchen table. When I was growing up, I couldn't remember 7 numbers to get of course back then it was just 7 numbers then. I couldn't remember 7 numbers for the life of me to get from the phone book over to the telephone. And then when we all had to start using our zip codes, our area codes too, it was a lost cause. I'm going to do 8 1/4 on here. 8 1/4. Okay, so, well, this is going to be difficult. You know what? I'm going to have to, let's mark something in here. kind of where our let's put this in a center. So that's 12. I need a pencil. So there's 12. And then we need, let's see, 1 1/4 past that. You guys, the reason I'm doing that is because my cutting thing isn't that wide. Okay. Now, oh my Lord, what? Seriously? You guys. Okay, hang on 1 second. Oh, I can't believe this. Okay, hang on 1 second. I don't have my other cutter. Hang on. Oh, man. Well, that's no bueno, people. Okay, I guess I gotta get out my big... Let's get out the giant tool again. Well, I could have used... I cannot believe that. That's ridiculous. Well, at least I had one thing to cut with, right? Okay, so... put this here. Just put that straight. Okay. And I guess I'll turn it up this way. Not used to using this for this direction. Okay, and now I don't really know. That is not straight. Hang on. Okay. These two papers are not lined up, so... See, you just have to work with it, right? And then what did I say? This needs to be 8 1/4 inches tall. So, let's see. Should we chop some off the top and the bottom? Let's leave most of it on the bottom. So 8 and... Well, you know what, you guys? I gotta cut these to where they're even. We got to even our paper out. Grief, I might be uninvited after this. Okay, so 8 1/4. All right, so now we got our inside liner. My goodness. I seriously don't know where my other paper trimmer went. I already lost... Oh, and now I see one. And it's the one I was looking for earlier today, thinking I could use that to do the cardstock. Okay, so this is the front. We're going to put this in here and line it like that. And I'm going to go ahead and use a whole bunch of tape on this too, you guys, so that we can get a nice coverage all across. Oh, I don't want to do... Oh, okay. And I was changing my mind in midstream, and look what I did. Oh, you guys. So put it sideways. Oh my gosh. That is not what I wanted to do. Okay, so there's that. Oh, you guys. Is there any help for people like me? I'm not sure. Let's take this off. I wanted to run the tape around the edge to make sure that it's sealed around the edge really well. Oh my word. Let's use this one because it's wider, and then we won't have so much to have to fill in. Unbelievable. Sometimes I wonder if you guys just laugh at me, or if you watch me once and like, oh my word, I am never watching her again. She is just too wackadoodle for me. I feel bad. I always feel bad when I do things like this. I'll be in the middle of it, and then I just think, oh my gosh, if somebody was following along, trying to do it, you know, like they're going to follow a video and kind of do along. You should never do that with me. You should you should make sure you see if I did anything I had to backtrack for. Oh, you guys. Send me some laughs. Send me some funny faces, you guys. It does have to be fun, right? You just gotta go with it. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. You just gotta have some fun. We're just making the stuff, having a good time. See, I feel like I need an extra hand to do this. Karen, wasn't that you said to do that? I need an extra hand. I want one to the right. Oh, thank you. Tracy, that's probably very true. In fact, I've had people tell me that on YouTube and said, you know, boy, you just show it all. You just show us you can make mistakes. Well, you can, right? We're all going to make mistakes as we go through. There's been times I've watched Jimmy Lou and I'm thinking to myself, no, that isn't what you were doing. You know, we all do it, right? You just have fun. Roll with it. You guys, we have got to get to the point of doing oh, you guys, I really had hoped to get farther than this. I'm really surprised that this has taken me this long, actually. But now you can see, and like I said, we're going to come back and work on these. All of us are. I need to trim some of this part off. So whatever we are working on today, we're going to continue working on it. So after me is going to be Cynthia from Guided Printable Creations. And again, the papers that I used were from two different places on Etsy. One is called Fantasia Digitals, and it's Fantasya Digitals. And then the other one is, let me see, and it's called Flowers, Digital Paper and Whimsical Colored Flower. I got too much junk over here. I can't get it going. Oh, I got more stuff on my screen. Hang on. And the other one is called, oh no, both of these prints are for that. Both of them. Okay, I'm just going to kind of fill in some spots here. And it's going to be good. I'm going to call it good. And maybe run a little bit of glue across. Okay? And that will finish doing that. We'll put a little bit of Fabri-Tac on here and finish that up. And I'm going to show you what else I'm going to do the cover, because I'm not even going to get time to put in my slip spine, you guys. Let's put a little bit of Fabri-Tac on here. and then it'll be for those places that don't have any tape on them. They'll still have some glue on them. I'll just smear a little bit around. And also, this helps to, like, as you lay it down, it'll give you just a minute to get it, you know, sliding away in place. Okay, so, and I will show you what the other thing I'm going to do to the outside, although I can't do it until I get my holes in. And I'll wait. I mean, because we did want to show everything. So I won't do the slip spine. Okay, and then we're going to place this here ever so gently. Kind of try to line it up the best we can. And then I want to press from the middle out. Ooh, I love the colors, you guys. Okay, and then as you do that, then you want to take your thing and go ahead and rub these in here like this. Okay, and see, that's part of the reason you have to make sure that you've got that section in there. So now we've got a nice 1-inch spine on here, and I like this size. I'm really happy with this. And then we're gonna do the slip spine. Actually, we might have time now. Let's go ahead and do that. Let me show you quick. I found this. Hey, you guys, look at this. Even though I said it was going to be bright and wild, I am going to put this on here too. So I've got the best of both. Look at that. How's that for fun? Isn't that cool? I love this. I think this is going to be so cool. So we're going to wait on that. So we're going to I've got enough room here, and I'm going to do two holes for my slip spines. I'm going to put 2 slip spines in, okay? And so I need the small ones, and I want to mark them first. So, and you guys, I can even mark them and they'll be crooked, so, you know, that's just how it goes with me. But that's going to be fine. It's going to work. Can't even make my mark here. That pin is not, it's not pinning, it's not doing its job. Well, let's just do 2 of them anyway. We've got enough time to do that. So you can see where they are right through there. You look at your little hole there, punch it in. And I tell you what, that is one of the best things about crocodiles is you can punch through stuff. And you know, we're punching through the chipboard, we're punching through the papers. And then you use the little eyelet and I'm just going to use little small ones. I've got these that are kind of cream color. I'm just going to use those. It's kind of a little cream color. Just want to grab a couple of those so we can at least do 2 of them, right? And I'll do the other ones. I'll punch the other ones before we do the next step. But I will wait and show you so that I can show you the slip spine and how you can get it so that it's just it just shows on the outside. And for the 1/8 inch little eyelets, the settings on your crocodile should be a C3. And you just squeeze it in, and there we've got, it's hard to get in there, you guys. They're so tiny. And just squeeze it in there, okay? So, phew, okay, well, I got a cover built and 2 holes punched and eyelets. We're on our way. Hi, Sue. Oh, thanks, Capri. Isn't it fun? I love these kinds of colors. So, there we go. We are on our way. And so, like I said, I have been the one to kick us off today. And we are going to have so much fun and check out everybody today. And up next in Junk Journaling Jamboree is Cynthia from Guidable. No, Guidable. That's not even a word. Guided Printable Creation. But oh my gosh. Hang on. I can't even talk. Guided Creation Printable Designs. Lisa, that's live brain, right? They're 1/8 inch eyelets, Christy. Just the 1/8 inch ones. Oh my gosh. I'm going to go ahead and put the other eyelets in now, and then I'll be ready to show you how to string those together, put our other things in. So go over into the Junk Journaling Jamboree, you guys, and watch everybody, because all you have to do is refresh your page from one person to the other. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Thanks for your patience, people. I love having you with me, and I love you. You guys are all great. Thanks so much. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.